Hi there. I don't have a lot of time this afternoon. I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of development with Nix on Studio because I'm getting ready right now to go to the FOSDEM open source conference tomorrow morning early. And I'm going to meet a lot of Snabb hackers for the first time. And what I really want to do, apart from meet people and socialize, is to introduce people to Studio development tools and the RaptorJIT virtual machine while I have them there face to face. So I just want to go in a little bit on Studio and try to optimize the installation procedure so that when I help somebody to install it, they don't have to wait for things to compile. I specifically want to try to make Studio download all of the software it needs as binaries rather than as builds, and this involves jumping through some hoops with Nix. So straight into it. We will pull up our to-do list. 2 steps. So I asked how to do this on the Nix repository, and they said it should be possible. The challenge is, normally Nix, it can download binaries from one well-known server that it trusts, but everything else it wants to build because it doesn't trust other servers. And I would like it to also trust my server where I'm distributing things, but just with the way that Nix is installed, that would normally be something you can only do as root, so we would have to do sudo and all of that, which just seems like a little bit of a pain. But it seems like in the latest pre-release version of Nix 1.12, that you can set up a new Nix store locally. You can have your own package collection that's separate from the system-wide installation, and there you can do whatever you want. So what we're going to try to do is in 2 steps. First, we're going to try and use whatever version of Nix we have available to install and use the latest Nix 1.12. And from there, we're going to try to see if we can get this this new feature to do what we want. I don't know, I give us a 50-50 chance of succeeding in the next hour or so. Let's just dive in and see how we go. We will set our goal in blue down at the bottom. Clonk. There, that's more like it. Goal now is to get Nix 1.12 running from Nix, whatever happens to be installed on the machine. So, let's try to do that interactively first, hey? We have a shell here. If I say Nix version, doesn't give me the version. Oh, sorry, didn't ask for the version. 1.11. Okay, so this is an older Nix. I've got 1.11.2 and I'm on 1.12, which is fine. So if I would say Nix shell, give me the package Nix unstable. Could this possibly work? And run bash. Seems to be downloading a pre-release of Nix 1.12, so maybe for once I've actually kind of remembered and guessed the command line syntax right. Basically asked Nix shell to drop me into a bash that has the pre-release version of Nix in the path. So let's see if that's what we have here. Sorry, I asked for help again when I wanted the version. Yeah, wow, okay, cool. That actually worked. So it seems like if we want to run, normally I would run Nix env blah blah blah, but if I want to do that not with, and blah 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 can be version. So if I want to run that with a newer version, I should be able to write Nix shell -p Nix unstable, and then something like this. Okay, neat. So if I would normally write a Nix command, seems like now I can wrap it this way and I'll get a new version of Nix. So in Studio we have just such a command. Let's get rid of the old Emacs that we started a long time ago. The many old Emacs that we started a long time ago. My god. Anyway. We're going to bin Studio. So here we're running Nix shell blah blah blah, and that's running with whatever version of Nix happens to be installed on the machine. So maybe here we could do this. Maybe we could say Nix shell get the unstable version of Nix and run we're going to have to do some serious quoting here, right? It should have a 50-50 chance of working. Now we just want to do what we always did. We were always starting Studio with the Nix shell command. Now we're hoping that we're doing the Nix shell from 1.12. And I guess first we'll just see if it works at all. I'll run a test. The test case worked, but we don't actually know whether it used the right version of Nix. So let's check. We get some horrendously verbose output. Just this is a bit lame, but let's see if this will give us the version that it's using, so we can see if it did the right thing. Yeah, it was pretty verbose. We should be able to find something in there. Page through that. Okay, it's telling us a lot of things. And it does look like it's using the 1.12 because we see it there. Well, it's not really definitive. Okay, but then let's suppose that worked, which would be nice and quick. Let's suppose that now when Studio starts using Nix 1.12, then we could try using one of these new features that only exists there, and presumably, if we're not really running 1.12, we'll find that out pretty quickly. So we could here, let's switch our goal over here now. The goal now is to make Nix accept our binary cache. So I'm going to pull up the GitHub issue where I was getting tips about this. It will be an issue that I created. This was the tip that started it all off. In Nix 1.12 on Linux, you can change the physical location of the Nix store. So instead of using the system-wide Nix store that we only have limited access to, you should be able to use a local one instead with this -- store. Nix run -- store. Again, that's the other thing. I'm using Nix shell. Maybe that'll be compatible, but in 1.12 there's this whole new, much nicer syntax. I'm just called Nix. So Nix run is probably equivalent to Nix shell. We'll see about that. Okay, so we want to do two things then, right? Well, first of all, let's just see if we can use Nix shell with this -- store. And if it doesn't accept that, we'll see if we need to switch to this new command line syntax. Okay, there's no argument -- store. It certainly looks like we're getting that message from the 1.12 pre-release. So let's suppose that we need to not say Nix shell anymore. We say Nix run. I'm guessing. Hold on. What about if we would get the help here instead? Nix -- help. Nix run. I'm not sure if we can get the usage information, can we? It is pre-release. Anyway, we'll flail around a little bit and see what we can come up with. Nix run -- store this, and we'll see what they said. I'm going to try leaving this with -- run. That probably needs to be something else. And maybe those options are going to be problematic as well. Let's find out. Run. Run is not recognized. Run is not a recognized command. Really? Let's try this again. You know, I wonder if we're using a new enough pre-release. We're taking stable version of Nix packages and asking for the package unstable version of Nix, which might not be quite new enough to have this, which should be a slight pain. I wonder. Just for a moment, let's check if we can get a really new version of Nix, if that's what's necessary. I mean, it's a bootstrapping problem, right? We're using Nix stable to get Nix unstable, and then the question is whether the unstable we're getting is unstable enough. Is it a new enough pre-release? If I would say Nix shell, I give an expression here. Do I say with? You see that syntax install from a channel. I don't quite remember. Nixos, but Nixos unstable to Nixos. Can I say that? Nix shell. I want one moment, please. Liten sekund, tack. I don't know. I think this might be an aborted attempt. I'm trying to get the latest. I'm successfully getting a pre-release of Nix. Let's just have a look more closely at what it is that we already got. We got this pre-release here. I would suppose that that's a git hash. What if we go into a Nix checkout? What do we have? Is that a commit? No, there's not any commit that's recognized. So it's unclear to me which version of Nix pre-release we're actually getting. I think there's a big risk that it's not the one that we need. Okay, too hard. I'm not going to do this right now. I've got other things to worry about. It was worth a try, but we're going to have to come back to the issue of not building from a binary cache. So the trouble is that now when you install Studio, it's going to want to build anything that's not already packaged upstream with Nix, which is a couple of things. But we'll just leave it at that for now. It was worth a try. Thanks for joining me in this video.